Hello everyone, my name's LunArx. Welcome back to Glyph. Something you may notice is that, well, the 4 season sides have different glyphs on their symbols at the top. The Void side has all 4 symbols. All 4 glyphs, sorry. So, I don't know if that means anything, but let's get started. The final B-side. Ooh, that's different. I love the visuals. Okay, so it is still this kind of level. I was expecting it to be like the secret series of levels at the end of the game once you get all the major secrets. Maybe that will still be a thing. Starting out simple. This is the first time we've seen white shocks, I think. So we're gonna get a lot more levels with bubbles, which is fine. It's fine. It can just mess me up with all the directions. It's extra percussion to the music. Have we heard that before? I don't know. I know it's on the soundtrack because I purchased the soundtrack to add music to the time lapses in past episodes. So I knew there was like a more progressed version of the music here, but I don't know if we've actually heard it before now. Expected that. And now the percussion stopped. And now it's back again. So I have an idea, but it's weird and difficult to pull off. So I'm thinking I will ride the bubble to the right, dash out of it, then wall jump off of that platform there. And then once it goes back, I will dash back into it, which will launch me. But I don't know if I can land that. Maybe if I nope. So basically that, but if I could get a wall jump off of it. Like that, but that still didn't give me enough time. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. And then I dashed down from there, which I tried to do, but it's tight timing. That's... I like that conceptually now that as usual, now that I understand it. This room is interesting because I'm pretty sure the hardest part of it is right at the beginning there. Yeah. This is interesting. A lot of diagonals. Which again, not super easy or consistent with an analog stick. missed a key. Love to see it. And guess the platform would move there. Alright, I was right. Okay, 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 yeah, that's fine. Everything's fine. It can be very it can be very difficult when I deliberately don't use the look finder to see what's up ahead. Oh, and then I gotta stop the momentum, which is gonna be difficult. And then wave dash. Mercy me. Wait, what do I do? Okay. There's a choke there. Does it go back down fast enough if I just do that? Nope. Oh, and there are spikes on it, too. Love that. Oh, I guess that's so that you can't... Well, you can't land on it anyway. I guess you kind of can there. And then you could get a reset, and we can't have that. You'll love to see it. Okay. Did the progression change, or am I just imagining that? Oh, there's a lot to this room. I should probably look through the look finder. What's over this way? Oh, I missed it. I almost had it. Again, just out of range. My halfway through that level, my nerves went crazy. So the fact that I stuck the landing is pretty great. Oh. My mom just texted me asking if I'm up. Yes, I'm playing video games. It's always been hard for me to go from a horizontal dash to a dash up wall bounce like that. And unfortunately, that's most of the wall bounces in like this game and base game Celeste. So I just have to deal with it. The timing is difficult. That time, I got plenty of time because of the double dash. But I still sucked. Oh, I could get a double dash that time too. Okay. Weird. This is a lot of, like, intense, so I have to wall bounce, I think. And dash down quick, and then I go, and then I dash diagonal that way, and then dash down, and... The level designer had some fun. At the player's expense. But it's fun. Oh, gotcha. I definitely should use the look finder for this. Wow. Riveting commentary from me, but these levels are just something else. Not in a negative way at all. Mostly in a positive way, and somewhat just because I am in awe. I gotta play a good Metroidvania on this channel eventually. I've been playing some recently on my own time, and when they get it right, they get it right. There are unfortunately some Metroidvanias and some popular ones that I ended up really not enjoying. I know I'm an outlier. I did not care for Hollow Knight. I really wanted to, but it wasn't a great experience for me. But recently I've been playing some just random indie games that I got for sale. I guess I can talk about a few of them. I played one just yesterday. It took me only 2 days to beat, obviously not playing straight, so probably a few hours to beat total. One called Drifter, where it's very short, but you start by being able to have access to 4 planets that you can go to. And there is kind of an order, but it's very... the progression is very Metroidvania. Like, you go through this place and get this ability, which means you can go to that place and get that ability, which means you can go back to the first place and use the new ability there to get more stuff. Anyway, you gradually just upgrade your equipment and your abilities to the point where you can fully explore all of the 4 planets. And the planets are small enough that all 4 of them are on the pause screen. It's like a singular Metroidvania map. The thing that I'm talking about that like is the talking point for this game is not crazy revolutionary, but it's just fun that... I keep thinking that's a bubble. It's fun that the map is spread over 4 planets that you can travel between. I think that's fun. Another game that I played recently... I consistently think that's a bubble. It's a game called Redo. And I didn't understand why it was called Redo until I beat New Game Plus, really. It could have had a better name, honestly. But it's very... inspired by the Souls-like genre, which is a genre that I have limited experience with, but that I have a lot of criticisms of. I platinumed, I still can't believe it, I platinumed Bloodborne for PS4. That game drove me absolutely crazy, but at the same time I liked it enough to platinum it, meaning get every single achievement in the game, which required me to beat the game 3 times. But I have a lot of criticisms about... oh, come on. How brutally difficult games essentially get their difficulty in a lot of ways. Like the whole... you literally cannot pause the game. Like even going to like the console menu won't pause the game. To actually pause the game from hibernating the game, you have to like put the console into sleep mode. That's not something that I'm a fan of in those games. But yeah, a lot of the, like, every time you die, you have to get back to where you were or else you lose all of your currency, that sort of thing. I don't find that enjoyable in games. It's so punishing, and it is far less rewarding to me than how other people describe it. So I get that other people experience it differently. So, and that was a very similar thought with Hollow Knight as well. A lot of what I didn't like about Hollow Knight was drawn very specifically from the Souls games that inspired it so much. But Redo is very, very much inspired by the Souls-like genre, but it does a lot of things to circumvent the parts that I actually don't like. So it ended up being, in my opinion, an incredibly well-designed game, so much so that I beat the game on New Game Plus, which was incredibly difficult. Ah, come on. A lot of my thoughts specifically pertaining to that, I haven't thought about in a while. I have been interested in making a video review of it, however. But I don't know if I'll ever do that. A video review of, like, video games, something I've always, like, kind of wanted to do. Goodness. There we go. But it seems like it would be so much more work. Just so much more work than editing a Let's Play, of course. Even if I had, like, a fully written script, like, recording it and putting relevant gameplay footage on screen at all the right times, that seems like a lot of work. But if you're into 2D side-scrolling Metroidvanias, I definitely recommend Redo. R-E-D-O and then an exclamation point. The developer is making an indirect sequel set in the same setting, and it seems to be more in line with some other Souls-like games. A lot of what I liked about Redo is how streamlined it made a lot of the mechanics in a way that I felt really worked. And then the development footage that's been released of the sequel looks to be a lot more like stat heavy and more advanced weapons and stuff like that, which a lot of people love. I'm not being critical of that. In fact, I very much look forward to eventually playing that game. It's just going to be different from why I loved the first game. I get torn between wanting to say things and wanting to do well at the game, because if I get talking about something, then sometimes I just... Ow. Sometimes I just get stuck in a rut of dying over and over again, because I'm not able to put as much focus into the game. That didn't work. I guess another Dark Souls inspired game that I've played, like Bloodborne and Hollow Knight, is Dead Cells. Although when I played Dead Cells, goodness, I can't get that. When I played Dead Cells, it was a much earlier version of the game than what is currently released now. And to my understanding, it was much more brutal. And it was too brutal for me. I mean, I played like 90 hours of it. I beat the end boss a number of times. I think that they have majorly nerfed the end boss, the Hand of the King. But the version of it that I played, that boss was a skill wall. Like, you would play through the game, because it's a roguelite. Stage after stage would be difficult, bosses would be difficult, but over time you'd get better and better and gradually difficult. And the last level is super hard, it only has super hard enemies, but you've built yourself up and you're skilled now and you know how to play the game, and then you get to the final... I can't pull that off. You get to the final of final bosses, and it is like twice as hard as everything else in the entire game. It's insane how difficult the Hand of the King was. And the first time I ever beat it, I still consider that one of my greatest gaming achievements. I say this as someone who has platinumed Bloodborne and who plays Celeste Farewell for fun. But yeah, a lot of my criticisms of Dead Cells were a lot of the brutal difficulty things that a lot of people enjoy. Is this the end? What? Huh? As a cassette? B-side unlocked? Of what? What? Huh? Solace? Glyph. What did I just unlock? Void side, B-side. Well, looks like we got a bonus set of levels to go through. And it looks like it's gonna be the void like at the end of the main game, from how that ended. I was gonna talk about Cat Maze. Cat Maze is another Metroidvania that I played recently, and I have a decent bit to say about it, but perhaps another day. Thanks for watching. That ended quicker than I expected to, but at the same time, we have a B-side. So I guess I'll see you next time. Goodbye.